Hey everybody, welcome to the show. Welcome everybody. Look at this right here. Weak consumers. I thought the whole market was been up and up and up on strong consumers. I thought the consumer was extremely resilient. This is not the kind of headline that supports the narrative. I'll tell you what, seeing Walmart being strong, consumers trading down, buying more cheap stuff. Seeing Target here, talking about weak consumer demand. This is not the kind of stuff that we go higher on. This is the warning. I'm telling you. Warning, the cracks are all over the place in this thing. We're about to have a problem. Good morning, everybody. Kimberly's here. My favorite subscriber, Andreas, Robert, Alan, JV, Joseph, Jan, Brian, Dan, Wade, Infinity, Merle, Sergio, Al, Marianne, Ted, Randy, Edmundo, Michael, Mark, Francois, Larry, Don, Donald, Nina, Rex, Goose, Lieutenant Colonel. Glad to see everybody. If you want to chat with me like the other people, click the button over here. Be a subscriber. All the way over there. If I switch views, it's right here, right down there. And you can be a subscriber on the channel. Then the live stream, you can chat on it while I'm live. And if I'm no longer live, you'll have to leave a comment down below, and I'll do my best to get back to you in a timely manner. Morning, Doris. Morning, Craig. Chris. Glad to see everybody. And Termite Trading Lab coming up in just a couple weeks. Isn't that exciting? So Termite Trading Lab in-person event coming up right here in sunny Knoxville, Tennessee. It's sunny today. All right. I apologize in advance if you hear some kind of crazy noise. There's a fan in my computer that's going out. I jammed something in it to kind of keep it. I mean, it was making a horrible sound right before I went live. If that thing falls out, it'll make a horrible sound. I apologize in advance. Just giving you a warning. I'm going to have to do something about that later. Anyway, it's like a $1,500 GPU. One of the fans is going out, and they're not replaceable. Like they're built into the freaking thing. Anyway, I digress. Target, not so good. Not so good. Anyway, and we'll look at the chart because I left it on last night. Right here, Target. Dun, 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 dun. Let's just clean it up, shall we? Just clean it up right here. Here's what we got. This is a 3-day chart. I know it's a 3-day chart, but sometimes it's as simple as this. Look, cha-ching, right down to. So this is actually a potentially bullish pattern. If indeed we hold this right here, target can go up. Potential 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with a little squeak on the last part there. And we've got this move, this move, this move right there. Potential for that. Right in that chart. Buenos dias, amigos. Glad to have you, Alex. Un poquito español. Un poquito. And that's Target. Now, coming up tonight, after the close, got the big dog. Maybe the most important company in the market right now. Maybe. I don't know. What are we going to get? It's unclear. We could pop it. But the way this is hovering, look, once, twice, 3 times with lower highs each time. Is that a triple top? Is that indicative of bigger problems to come? I don't know. It's out there. I mean, if I was long right now, I'd be seriously debating about how to protect my profits. If I was short right now, I'd be debating my life choices because, I mean, this thing could go ripping off. I am out of NVDA. I've been out of NVDA. I was a buyer all the way back down here. Right here. I was a buyer on this pattern. I mean, we go look at this right here. That when everybody else was like, oh my gosh, NVIDIA sucks, JT was buying here. Why? That's the market roadmap pattern right there. That's the pattern I look for right there. You see it? See it right there? Launching off. And then also, looky, looky, looky. We did the 618 bounce right there. It's the same pattern I'm looking for on target. You see that right there? Why am I talking about this? Look right here. If I didn't have NVIDIA on the screen and we were looking at this right here, doesn't that look a lot like, whoop, come back over here. Doesn't that look a lot like that? Kind of? Isn't that interesting? So if we get down in here and we hold, start turning above the roadmap line, I'll probably be a buyer of target. We could go substantially higher. Now, what does that have to do with target now? I mean, NVIDIA now? Well, this move's kind of played out, and it's just a matter of time before we make the final high here and do a bigger retrace. I'm just warning you. I'm warning you. I'm warning you. The bigger retrace can look something like that low, whatever high we make right up here, whether it's the existing high or not. Look where this puts us. 444. Now, could it go higher? Absolutely, we could go higher. And moving lines instead of fibs. Move that fib line, move it on up to biggest company in the land. Still 547. One of these days, we'll come back down. And there you go. Yeah, I don't even do like Duolingo or anything like that. I just rip some Spanish off. My friends from West Texas said that I sound. She thought I sounded better than half the locals she hears talk. Anyway, so there you go. That's NVIDIA. So preview of NVIDIA coming up tonight. We'll talk more about what actually happens tomorrow. Right now, I'd be very concerned. Very, very concerned. S&P circling back. And before we get into all that, though, all trading involves a substantial risk of loss. Past performance not necessarily indicative of future results. This presentation intended to be informational, educational, fun, entertaining. It is not a recommendation to be buying or selling any financial instrument. None whatsoever. Right? No stocks, no options, no bonds, no forex, no futures, no cryptos, no treasuries. Not even treasuries. Don't long them, don't short them, don't trade them. If you desire personal financial advice, you need to hire and consult a financial advisor. Don't just buy stuff from gurus, all right? Don't fall for a slick sales presentation. Make sure you trust the person you're buying from, please. And especially for me, like I only want people that trust me. Like if you don't trust me, you're going to come in and you're going to debate me on everything. Who's got the time for all that? I'm trying to be honest with everybody, Scout's Honor, and just so many people come in so guarded. I'm actually out here trying to do some good for people, trying to share real information. Not everybody agrees with me. It's okay. It's cool. It's what makes a market. So the big news for the day, if I could circle it, I would. It's right here. FOMC minutes, 2 p.m. That could bring some volatility, especially from the algos. All right, that's not necessarily like market participants are going to be surprised. I don't think I'm going to hear anything that I'm surprised about, but the algos might react. It might cause the market to start moving. So I just want to say you should be careful at 2 p.m., especially if you're day trading. Not really a day trader. Don't pretend to play one on YouTube or on TV. So if you're looking for day trades, not really my bag, baby. Not my bag, baby. But FOMC minutes, probably going to cause a little volatility. Then coming up the rest of the week, we've got Flash Manufacturing, Flash Services, PMI on tomorrow. And it's right after the market opens. Get unemployment before the market opens. We get unemployment every week, though. And then on Friday, we get this consumer sentiment as we go into the long weekend because Monday's closed. Now, I'll be live on Monday doing a crypto special. We'll go through all different crypto stuff. Just throwing that out there. If that is your bag, baby, crypto, come visit me on Monday. we'll talk more about stuff than we do normally for crypto. Now, look at that blueberry, whatever, blue. It's almost like blue raspberry, blueberry monster. That's what this flavor is. Talking back to me today. Anyway, drink them on an empty stomach. That's what you get, I guess. And so the S&P, circling back now that we've done the disclaimer. Look where we stopped. Now, at first glance, that's a close above that initial target resistance here, right? But when we zoom in, jump down a time frame, things start looking a little more curious here. Look what we've done. Look what we've done. This is actually slightly lower highs. Slightly lower. Slightly lower. Curious indeed right there. That's on the smaller time frame on S&P. Now, could we pop up and hit the target? Absolutely, we could pop up and hit the target. That's, entirely possible. Always possible. So I'm not saying we're not, and we're not saying we are. But when we jump over here on the futures, we did make a little spike higher there and then drop. Watch this zone right here, 53.30. 53.30 right there. We start getting below that on the futures. And this is ES1 exclamation point on TradingView. If you don't know TradingView, it's a free charting platform. You don't even have to pay to use this. You can do everything I do for free on TradingView. Now, if you want a bunch of alerts, like I have 9 gazillion alerts, when you look over here, I got 200 and 300 alerts. It's going to take, you're going to have to upgrade your plan. All right. They only let you have a couple of alerts on a free plan, but yeah, you can do all the charting I do right here. You can look up any ticker. They've got like all the crypto, they've got a lot of cryptos. They've got Forex, they got futures, they got all the stocks, they got all the international markets. It's a super handy dandy platform here. And if you save it on your desktop, you can go on your laptop, same chart. You leave home, you get an alert, pop it up on your phone, same chart. Especially if you have the app. I mean, that's super handy. I'm able to look at charts and look at alerts anywhere I am. So I don't get anything if you go open a TradingView account. I'm not like endorsing it as like a paid thing. Super handy. Like it's a super handy tool. And my roadmap line, I have an easy button. Links in the description. It's like $5. You can add it to your chart. I mean, and then it's on your phone. It's on your laptop. It's on your desktop. It's on your iPad. Easy button. So anyway, I digress. So right there, we get below that 30-minute roadmap line. Initial indication we're going on down. Now, everybody wants to know the bigger levels. Bigger levels to watch. Right there. We could retrace right back down here. Look, it wasn't even that long ago. We were here in April. This is April this year. Right there. We've gone from there up to here since April. In the last month or so. And we can come right back down there. If we get below that zone, right around, let's call it 50, 60. That can lead us down here. 4,600. Ouch. Watch out for that. That could take us a while. That could take us well into late summer. Right there. I would be very careful. Very careful. So that's the upside is limited. I would say very limited. Now, the caveat here, NVIDIA blows it out, announces stuff, the crowd goes wild, NVIDIA goes to 1,300. This baby could possibly go on up to 5,500, possibly even like 6,000. That's a stretch, but possibly. And look at there goes my 300 alerts. That's a closing alert. That's an opening alert. That's an opening alert. Sweet. So there you go. All right. Be careful. S5FI. Switch to a daily chart. Stocks above the 50-day. That's a lower high. Arcing down. We came up short of touching the 20 line down here. where only 20% of the S&P 500 companies are above their 50-day, which is 80% are below. That's an extreme in the market. The market does not like to stay at extremes, but it likes to bounce between them. All right. We see it bounce from the bottom to the top, to the bottom, to the top, to the bottom, to the top, to the bottom, to the top. Everybody get the point? So likely to go visit the bottom again. All right. S5TW, stocks above the 200-day, still hanging out up here. Is that a triple top thing? Is that like a head and shoulders thing? I don't know. It could be. This is not like not your normal stock, since this is like sort of an index thing. But if we break down below that, the could be indicative. We're going to do a bigger retrace down here, down to the 40s. Possibly even go all the way back down to the bottom. Haven't really been down here out of the bottom since October 22 lows. It took us all the way until right here in April to bust out at the highs. Coming up, making a lower high. Making a lower high right here. Caution is advised. Caution is advised. Now, the fibs and stuff don't really work on this chart since it's just a big oscillator. Market bounces between extremes, and this is stocks above the 200-day, so it's like 4 times slower than the 50-day. Go from the bottom, up to the top, down to the bottom. This is like years-long patterns, right? You see it. Bottom in 2019, tap out in late 2019. COVID happened. Recovery happened. That was actually the market top right there. In 2022, the first 5 days of 2022, we made the top of the market right there, and we went down to the bottom. And then it took us from October 22 until April 24 to come back up to the extreme on the top. How many years is this next one going to take us? I don't know. Never know for sure, but the pattern says we're going to do it again. Done it before, we can do it again. You can see, sometimes it takes a long time to bleed down. Right there, that was 2013, 14, 15, 16, 17, 16, 16 right there in the bottom. So 3 years down. Popped up pretty quick. Same year. So we can go fast, or we could take a while. The market does tend to take the elevator down. So sometimes we go down really fast. Like, look right there. And in 2020... it went really fast. So that's the warning I have in the market for you right now today. Back to S&P 500 futures. If you didn't know, I watch the futures because they trade overnight. All right. If you didn't know they trade overnight, they trade pretty much 23 hours a day, 6 days a week. You know, there's some caveats to that. They start on Sunday at 6 p.m. and they go to Friday at 5 p.m. and they're not open on Saturday, basically. The only day they don't have data at all. And the gaps are pretty minute in here. Now, when you look at the cash index, you get these big gaps and you don't get any overnight data. And we stopped trading at 4 p.m. yesterday, and we just started at 9:30, 4 minutes ago here today. And you got missing data. That's what gaps present. Gaps present missing data. So I watch the futures because it kind of completes the picture for me. And sometimes there's divergences between the cash pattern and the futures pattern. And those need to be resolved before the market sets a direction. So right now we've got a little bit of divergence in the patterns here, where S&P 500 hit the upside target. It broke out, but the futures haven't really hit the target. They haven't actually really broken out. They're just kind of messing around right there at the prior high from back here in early April. What's that telling us? I don't know. It's telling us something. I'm not astute enough to be able to say this is definitively what it is, but it does give me caution. It's another indicator light on my dashboard saying caution, caution, caution. And let's go look at that one. And that one busted. Busted. Let's go look at a couple of the other alerts here before we get going too much. Need to change this to all symbols. Flip it back. Let's see. Baidu was a 30-minute. Ooh, crushed it. And 60-minute and crushed it. And Hess was crushed it. Oh, losers. That's what we got going on today. Back to it. In queue. Hovering right here. So NDX, nice push higher. It's the NASDAQ cash index at the target. Same story as S&P. Whereas futures just barely squeaking out above the prior high. Can we reach that target? It's a good question. Not sure. Russell here, not the same story whatsoever. Look at this. This is grinding possibly lower. We break down. Could be in for a much larger downside potential here on Russell. Watch for that. I mean, we're already below the 30-minute. We're hanging at the hour. 4-hour will be the next support, and that's on down here around 2069, 2070. And then the daily all the way down here. Go visit that again at 2000. We get below that. Could be in for this. So that's the story cooking in the small caps. Now oil back down at support. Oh, that's a gap. Don't usually see a large gap like that in oil. It only stays closed for an hour. That's it. That's interesting how the gap occurred there. Let's see. We closed right. Where'd it close? Where'd it close? Right to 5 o'clock. Right, 6 o'clock. 5 o'clock. 4:30. Yeah, it didn't make up a gap. It's so full of it. It opened right flat. That's the daily candles aren't right. Those aren't right. There's no big gap there. Interesting. So oil bleeding on down, retesting supports. Is this like a upside down head and shoulders? That could be. Look, shoulder, head, shoulder. Gotta make it bigger. Gotta make it bigger. So it's kind of like, it almost looks like head, head, head. The head's not significantly bigger than the shoulders. So if we hold this, turn higher, that does support the bullishness. Right up to, look, I can't make this stuff up. Holy cow. Look at that. That move right there, projected off of whatever breakout, right up to the target. That might be what it does. Just throwing it out there. Just throwing it out there. So I got lots of stuff going on in the oil chart. I know I do. It's we've had a lot to talk about the last few weeks, few months. And that's support right now. So this orange zone where we kind of had a flip point back here last year when the market was kind of like turning the bottom, we chopped in this zone quite a bit. That kind of provides a bit of a support zone. Kind of gotten close to testing it. We may turn here and burn and right up to the target. If that's, could be what we're doing. GC, guacamole. GC right here, failing the breakout. Looks like we're going to push back down. Going down again, probably going down. Right down to this zone, right down in here. Probably go right back down there. Retest. before we can bounce. It's not magic. It's just math. Just fibs. Bitcoin. Come on. That needs to get its stuff together and get out of here. I'm sick of this. Sick of this on Bitcoin. Let's get out of here. Go make some new highs. This has been we've gone nowhere for. It's been nowhere. Absolutely nowhere for 73 days. 74 days if you go back, or 79 days if you go back to that one. 79 days. Absolutely nowhere. Bitcoin needs to get its crap together. Get out of here. Get out of here. Ethereum. Tomorrow's the day. Do we get the spot ETFs or do they reject them? That's a lower high. I don't know. Is it sell the news? I don't know. It's still not breaking out higher. Of course, Bitcoin's still not breaking out higher, but it did catch up to Bitcoin. Lots of people want to argue with me about it. I don't know. We went from like 25% to 75%. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, big day all the way around. And my youngest graduates high school. Dun, 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 dun. I mean, technically I already graduated, but, you know, actually gets to walk in the ceremony tomorrow. So if it doesn't rain. It doesn't thunderstorm. So dollar trying to break out above this downtrend of highs. Break out above that. Next resistance right up here at 105.50. And then the target at 108.50. Target, NVIDIA, we already touched on. WSM, Williams Sonoma. Yeah, it's that weak consumer, right? Popping. Right up to the 1618 on the last pullback. We're way extended from the last major pullback. Watch out for that one to come back. It's been since August, since we've been back to the roadmap line. Getting a lot of air between the roadmap line and there. Watch out for an outsized pullback. That's what I gotta say. DY. Dang, that one just taking off too. Several of these just taking off. Right there, 2618. ADI. Hanging at the 1618. The big pattern. The smaller pattern right here. 272. I'd watch for that one to retrace. There's getting to be a lot of air in some of these. And dun 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 dun. Watch out for that. Yeah, so like, okay, Blair, to your point, if oil settles at 130, why would it open at a different price? Even if it settled at 130, there's no gap at 2:30 Eastern. Wouldn't it start the next day? My point is there's no daily gap. Like that shows it closed up here, opened down here, but that's not, that gap doesn't, in price doesn't exist. So that was my only point. There's just not a gap. So anyway, moving on. SMCI still looking quite dangerous. Dangerous. Made the poppers list today, but still below resistance. Here's the support. If we break above it, we're probably going on up, maybe 1360. If we go on, we break down here, we're probably going on down, maybe back to 250. That's a big range. Really big range. PDD. That one hit the target. Ciao. That trade's done. Got it. Got it. Anybody that was on that one, good job. That was it. Game over. Now, could it go on up to 169? Possible. But that was it. That was the move. Bounced off the roadmap line, right up to the 1272. That's it. RH. Sitting on support. Not looking too spicy to me. It's not indicative of doing anything except remaining at rest. Just keep doing that. For now. till we break above that level. SWAV, Shockwave Medical, right up to the target. Watch for the retrace. You can see it's like retrace, pop up, retrace, pop up. And that was a lower low than that right there. I would be very cautious. Could it lead to an extension? Could. It's also biotech medical stuff. And Macy's, they stop out. No, hit the target. Look at that. Beautiful. So there's the pattern again. Right there. That high. Well, it's probably this high right there. Yep, there it is right there. Boom, entry. There was the entry right there yesterday, and there's the target right there. Target on Macy's. Beautiful. Probably just made some money. I was in that trade right there. I was in that one. Popping back. Close out this. Close out that. CRNX. Another biotech pharma. I don't like them. They're too unpredictable with the FDA news and approvals and denials and drug trials and all that stuff. I don't really get involved in pharmaceutical, biotech, medtech, all that stuff. TSM, the target's still up here, 170. Possibly breaking out, possibly going to do it. We shall see. We got the prior high right there. We're still sitting at 157. It's not a lot of upside compared to a potential retrace. RYAAY, Rainier, down here, and could go lower. Support down here at 105. Target up here at 156 so far. Well, actually a little higher, 150, basically still 155, 156. And microchip pushing higher. It's basically at the target. Next level up, 101. Next level up, 109. TNDM, Tandem Diabetes Care. This is interesting that this one's coming back so strong. The GLP-1 drug's not taking care of everything, so Tandem coming back. That was the suffering on the GLP-1 drugs. Now we're going to come back. Bigger picture. Is this a potential bottom here? Move up, retrace. Could this send us up to this 262 area? Quite possibly. It'd be a wild ride. Above that resistance right there kind of indicates that might be what we do. And we might need to do this and this, retrace back to that roadmap line right there before we do that move right there. And it could last a while. Like, you look at the speed on that one right there. Could take a while. Shopify. Just looking at the big picture here, it looks like we might need a deeper retrace. Same kind of pattern that started out showing you on Target and NVIDIA right there. If we can get that move down in here, back down to this $50 area on Shopify, it's game on, baby. Game on. And we're already at 59. If you could suffer a $9, I mean, that's like, what, 18% drawdown? And it wouldn't kill you? Be pretty sweet right there. Lulu. Ugh, look at that move. Crushing it, baby. Probably going down to 183. MOD. Modine. Probably coming back. We've got that. This is interesting. We've got this set of higher lows here, but eventually it needs to come hit the roadmap line. Is it now, or is it going to be from another high, after another high? We shall see. But this right here, high to low. So far, we break back above this 100 area, 116, the upside target. EURN, just going ripping off, and right at the targets, 22. Next upside, 25 above that. BSY. Oh, that was a dropper too. And right back down. So it rejected off that and came right back down. That's Wasn't even paying attention. Popped up there, hit the target, right back down. Classic. Classic. Classic, classic, classic. So what's next? Unclear on the next one. Unclear on the next move. BSY. Right back. Just that choppy garbage. Probably coming back. Tag the roadmap line one more time. Right now, break above 55 can lead us up to 58. Not a big upside. PLAB. PLAB getting below. Resistance right up here at 30. 37 to be the target. And may go for the gap fill right down here. It's got like a double gap going on. We gap down, gap back up. It's got that zone right there. We may go retest fully. We're at the top of it right now, but we may push down into it. SCCO. Well, that was the extension target. Watch out for a vicious retrace right back down here. Argue with me if you want. Just the patterns are the patterns. Tesla, still looking for that to hit that 160 area right down there. I was warning yesterday. We stopped right on the 618 level, right there, right on that resistance. It can lead to a flush right down here, a 3-wave move. Moving the wrong thing. Cool. That move right off the highs there. That move right off it could put us right down there. Put us right down there. Everybody see it, right? Everybody see it? Everybody see it? It's actually like this now. Right like that. Right like that. Could go down to 155 even. 160 is the 618 retrace of that pop off of earnings. I'm not really interested in getting into messing with it until either we get down here or we break out above here. Everything in between, just chop. We've been chopping in this zone for a long time. I have 5 shares. I took all my leverage longs off, made a few grand, booked it out, and just waiting for the pattern to clear itself. If first move down, retrace, next move down, find support here, break back above here, game on. I have much loftier targets, but we've got to resolve the small time frame, choppy, bottoming, garbage action we're doing right here. Z-scaler, probably going to go touch this. Look at that consolidation. It looks like it came up just shy of it. It really looks like it wants to reach right down in there and tag it. CAE. Dun, 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 dun. And might be heading for a lower low. Might be. That's down to the limit. Down to the limit. Nice fat gap. If we get a close below here on a red candle, probably going down to 14. PALL. Palladium. Not looking spicy. I mean, it's right up to the roadmap line, but it's just not doing the bullish thing yet. Could be the bottom back here. Working on a reversal, but it's just not looking very good right now. WEC. That one's still working on a potential reversal here too. High, that low. Wouldn't be a big upside, only like 86 from 84. Daily close above 84.69 gets us to 86. That's just not huge potential though. VSAT, YSAT, grinding. This one looks like it's going on down. On down, it'll blaze of glory. And FCX getting a rejection, and eventually we're probably going to come back to the roadmap line. Eventually, could be from higher, could be from much higher. We'll see. If the consumer's weakening, that's not overly bullish for copper, even if copper's in a giant short squeeze. I'm just throwing that out there. Be careful out there. And if anything I said was beneficial, helpful, got a key takeaway today, give me a thumbs up. Let me know in the chat. Let me hear it in the comment. Bias for the day before we wrap it up is still very cautious. We're closer to a top than we are a giant upside rally. We have FOMC minutes at 2 p.m. 2 p.m. Said that weird. 2 p.m. We have NVDA earnings after the close. We had Target earnings announcing that the consumer is weak. And the whole move up so far has been predicated on the consumer being strong. Cracks in the works. Be careful. The market's giving us a warning. The warning is now. So you got to be careful, all right? Be careful out there. We'll see you again tomorrow. Bye for now.